Hey everyone, before we get to talking about Mario Kart ROM Hacks today, I have a quick little announcement. I was featured in my very first ever Did You Know Gaming episode. So once you're done watching this video, go ahead and click the link up in the corner or down in the description to watch me talk about Mario fan games that got DMCA'd. A lot of cool information in there, and thank you so much to Did You Know Gaming for letting me do one of those videos. And now, time for my dumb video. I don't think this is what I signed up for. I mean, hey, it's got Kart in the name, and Mario, except the bros are color swapped from how they're supposed to be. Oh wow, yeah, you know what? Alright, yeah. I hate this. Alright, fine. If it wasn't obvious, this isn't a ROM hack, it is a bootleg. An old one at that. This is one of the very first ever oddities that I've ever played on the internet all the way back in the mid-2000s. It was right there next to friggin' Somari. And I mean, hell, if I don't bring this up now, when will I bring it up? I did happen to find a genuine NES ROM hack where Mario sprites were thrown into RC Pro-Am, and that actually kind of fits in totally fine. You know, it's no Mari versus Noko Noko, but other than that, it'll suffice. That's right, today we're talking about the wide world of racing with ROM hacks for Mario Kart. Like, all of them. There are 8 main games in this franchise, and to an extent, every single one of these have been hacked. That's pretty impressive. It's actually so impressive that it is obviously impossible to cover all of it, so if there are any ROM hacks or individual courses that I should check out in the future that I missed today, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. What got me interested in Mario Kart ROM hacks in the first place isn't even necessarily a ROM hack, but more so, an emulator hack. So the original Super Mario Kart is a bit of a classic, right? Admittedly, on a mechanic level, I'm not that big of a fan, but you gotta give respect to how this mega franchise truly started. And what better way to respect it than by remastering it on the fly? Super Mario Kart running in widescreen and HD thanks to a special build of the BSNES emulator. Oh, it's like I opened my eyes for the very first time. So tech-savvy people are probably able to assess what's going on here, but basically this is a more modern adaptation of the Super Nintendo's famous Mode 7, which allowed a big flat image to be resized and rotated at a moment's notice, giving the perception of 3D. You just make it possible to maximize the output resolution, and we have gold. Dare I say, this is now the definitive way to play this game. I mean, the old pixels are nice, I love 16-bit as much as the next guy, but I can actually see this one. And yeah, you guessed it, since F-Zero uses Mode 7 as well, you can perform the same magic there too, to any game that uses the technology. Actual sprites will still pop in and out of frame within the standard window the game was originally meant for, but in these racing games, who cares? You don't need it. It's when you start using this tech in a platformer like Mario World or Yoshi's Island where the cracks really start to show. But hey, this still tells me that Super Nintendo emulation has a super exciting future ahead. And hey, why not? We're already on the Super Mario Kart train here. Let's put this emulator through its paces and see what hacks we can throw at it. No matter what I do, I can't escape. Hey, how excited do you think the Super SpongeBob kart developer was when they actually made an official kart racer with SpongeBob in it? One of his main character traits is that he's terrible at driving and can't get his license. Why are we putting him in a racing game? Hell, Gary is probably a better driver than SpongeBoy Me Bob over here. But fine, other than conflicting with the deep and very, very important SpongeBob lore, this is a decent set of new racetracks to play through. Some other things, like the items, have also gotten a redesign, but the scope of what's really possible with hacking Super Mario Kart is still pretty limited. Hey, look at this, Hyper Street Kart. It's the same idea, just with Street Fighter instead. There's something magical about Zangief looking like a hairless Donkey Kong here that's just hilarious and disturbing at the same time. Unfortunately, it does seem like custom music isn't really possible in these hacks, which is a shame since Street Fighter music would be amazing here, but for what it is, I will take what I can get. This is still pretty neat. We got a big old fat flying E-Honda shooting a trophy out of his back. What room do I really have to complain? There's Super Mario Kart character chaos that fills the roster with balding Mario Bros, Hatsune Miku, Bomberman, Donkey Kong Jr. smoking, you know. You know, the usuals. And it is pretty enjoyable racing around with just a full-bodied Pac-Man, I gotta admit. There's Mario Kart R, which changes up the graphics a bit more than usual, which is pretty refreshing, and also, it adds Kirby into the mix, and my bias won't allow me to give this any less than a 10 as a result. There are these pretty neat D-makes of Mario Kart 64 and Double Dash, which cleverly try to adapt tracks from those games into a 16-bit style, which is pretty cool. The Impala Battles focuses on new battle mode maps rather than race tracks, which is pretty cool. Ooh, and then we have the Epic Racers. I see you here. There's a lot of extra production value in this one. And you get to play as Jesus. Yeah, you know, finally hitting those fan-requested characters. The Super Mario Kart hacking scene currently doesn't really have much in the way of frills, but damn, you still got content on top of content to race through. I have not even scratched the surface on what's available here, and that is pretty awesome. The same can't really be said about Super Circuit though, arguably the most forgotten Mario Kart of the bunch. You probably forgot about it until just now. Currently, the only hacks we get to experience are ones that replace racers with new ones. We got 16-bit DK Jr., Bowser, Koopa Troopa, Raphael the Raven, that's a deep cut, and even Sonic is here. Oh, thank goodness, wouldn't be a ROM hack episode without him. There is something pretty neat about having a kart racer filled with drivers that all have clashing art styles. I can really dig this. But if you want to get something a bit spicier, there is always T-Pose Luigi, just T-posing along. There's something so creepy and ominous about a T-Pose Luigi constantly asserting dominance and trying to get first place. It is very, very bizarre, but I am all in favor of more T-Pose racing games in the future. What do you mean there's something behind me? But now, much like the main series itself, once we go into the third dimension, things get a whole lot more exciting. It is a pretty safe bet to say that every single one of these games has individual custom courses out the wazoo. If you want something different that's not in the main games, you're probably gonna find it really easily. It's not that hard to put into the game, and you're gonna have a grand old time. Where I get interested is where these tracks get put into a nice little package with a pretty little bow. We'll be talking about those in the future as well. Going forward, none of these have T-Pose Luigi in them, but it's hard to top perfection. For example, Double Dash just has a handful of individual custom courses. Creators from around the internet will work on something for people to play through as individual levels, and you download them, and you go nuts. Dude, someone went and converted Pianta Village from Sunshine into a racetrack. You really gotta save the top tier ideas for a top tier Mario Kart, let's be honest. The same goes for Mario Kart 8, custom individual courses as far as the eye can see. Once Nintendo themselves started going above and beyond with the retro courses in these games, the floodgates were burst wide open for fans to step in and make even more courses showing up in the games that they were never intended for. Like having Mario Kart Arcade GP tracks in Mario Kart 8. That is really cool because the arcade game is something that a lot of people will never get to experience. This is the next best thing. And it's extra interesting when you start delving into character mods as well, like putting in Sonic, of course, and Bowsette. Oh no. Once we start experimenting with things that I feel like Nintendo will never actually do themselves, that is where you have my attention. God, I really almost forgot about Bowsette for a second. I was doing good until now. Also, shout out to the dude who did the reverse of what I've been talking about all this time and put DK Summit in Twilight Princess. Yo, we got some real geniuses hiding in the internet shadows. Ah, yes, this is just like when I played it as a kid. Very daring direction, I gotta say. I mean, we've gotten fighting games left and right from Dragon Ball, that makes sense, but there was that one time they did do a driving episode. You may as well fully flesh that one out, you know? Very impressive roster, too, one that truly transcends time and space. Almost literally.
Give me some pleasure.
Oh yeah, you know that famous Cell quote?
Only one course.
Okay, Vegeta, relax. I'll pick only one course. Stop yelling at me. All right, yeah, it's just Mario Kart 64. Oh, with Dragon Ball Z branding all over the place. I love this. This makes the game better. Instead of green shells, we got Ki blasts. Instead of Lakitu flying around you, it's Master Roshi, likely about to vomit. He is spinning so fast. And Nappa's farm is overgrown with Cybermen and Raditzes. Multiple Raditz. I don't really remember that episode from the show. What? Is that Goku eating chicken and the sign just says Kentucky? Kentucky! Yeah, I'm thinking this is my favorite hack thus far, to be honest. Definitely gives me some pleasure. It's just a hair better than Amagami Kart, which replaces all of the characters with those from another anime, Amagami. Never heard of it before, but if it's about kart racing like this is, And it probably isn't, I'm interested. To be fair though, this one does have some more drastic graphical changes, so in all honesty, it is still pretty neat. I really hope this leads to more anime-themed car races in the future. You know, we have too much fighting in the world as it is, let's just get everyone behind the wheel instead. But for my money, no MK64 mod tops Mario Kart 64 amped up. Not yet a full set of 16, we still have a lineup of 12 brand new tracks transporting us to such a wide range of different universes. There's Diddy Kong Racing, Double Dash, Kirby 64, once again my bias shining through, I love this a whole lot, and even Glover. Oh my god, Glover finally got some love here. You do gotta love the glove after all. This hack also features a new mechanic with purple coins spread throughout the map, providing a solid speed boost and star power up after collecting all of them. Not really a worthwhile collectible in my opinion, but honestly, the fact that there is a collectible at all is really cool. Mario Kart 64 is far from the best controlling game in the series nowadays, but clearly the doors have been kicked wide open for what's possible in this engine. And the more fan service based tracks we get in the future, the better. We already got Glover, I'm saying Chameleon Twist should be next. And actually, if we jump up a few more generations, we get exactly what I'm talking about. Mario Kart DS Deluxe. You see, we got Bomberman in this one. That's amazing. Once again, I'm very easy to please. This is a perfect 10. DS Deluxe is probably the most complete Mario Kart mod I have ever seen yet. We have a whopping set of 32 brand new tracks to play on. We got stages from other Mario Kart games like Cloud Top Cruise from 8, and even New York Minute from Mario Kart Tour. Yes, the mobile game that I do not know a single person in real life who actually plays it, but we have areas based on real life in that game, and it's pretty cool that we actually have it in a real Mario Kart game this time. And we have areas based on non-racing games like Bob-omb Battlefield from Mario 64, Cascade Kingdom from Odyssey, and Raccoon City from Resident Evil. Oh my god, now I want Resident Kart. Ah yes, the classic Raccoon City theme song. I think I set up my emulator incorrectly as well, because apparently this is supposed to be Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil, but you know what, maybe it still is and he's just really tiny. I can work with that. And unlike Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart DS still plays incredibly well to this day. So having more content with this great control scheme, oh, it's fantastic. If you want some more, there's also 64 Circuit recreating all the tracks from that game into DS, and that's a really fun time. And I also found another ROM hack that has a bunch of original courses as well, Kart DS. It's similar to Deluxe in that we have a bunch of returning courses as well, and that is always a fun time, but for the original stuff, oh boy, this one is totally memed beyond belief, man. You could race with Shrek in his swamp with a MIDI of All-Star playing in the background. Some would say this makes for a perfect kart racer. And fair point. Apparently you can also unlock Sans as a racer as well. I feel my soul deteriorating as we speak. But now, if you are familiar at all with the Mario Kart ROM hacking community, you already know what the king of all of these ROM hacks is. Custom Track Grand Prix, also known as CTGP. CTGP's presence is really starting to blow up, dude. It is crazy to watch. While primarily found on Wii, where it was first made famous, and oh boy, we will get to that version, variations have also been popping up on different consoles as the years have gone on. We have one on the DS and one on the 3DS, CTGP Nitro and CTGP7 respectively. They all work with very similar ideas to what we've been talking about up until this point, like including a million new courses, but with seemingly zero limits at all. If you can imagine it, and if you can make it fit within the console's limitations, you can theoretically just make as many courses as you could hope for. And thanks to technology that I honestly don't understand because I'm not that bright, you can even play all of this content online with other people. Nintendo Wi-Fi connection may be dead, rest in peace, but the communities and the potential therein lives on and lives on strong. CTGP Nitro on DS is the newest one of the bunch, so maybe there are some more hurdles there to get that working, but I mean, hey, we got Green Hill Zone in this one, and that one RC car segment from Mario Odyssey. That's a pretty even trade-off, to be honest. That is really cool. What gets totally wild with CTGP7 and the more famously known CTGP Revolution on Wii, the developers found a way to expand the limit of how much can be accessed at any given time. No doubt because Homebrew does what Nintendo don't. There's also a homebrew called Nintendo, and that was a very multi-layered joke. 7 boasts 50 plus custom courses, as well as the option to customize rule sets for races, something you could not do in the original game. And in Revolution? Oh no, we're just going. You know, I can't I can't even possibly count all of these. It just never ends. It just never ends. Every single one of these is a set of new courses. That is amazing. We got brand new creations, tracks from other Mario Kart games, tracks from other universes entirely. This checks every single one of those boxes, all right. This is the stuff I find the most impressive with this community. The amount of individual custom courses you can find over the internet is staggering, and all of that stuff is really, really cool. But being able to package it in such a unique way, as well as having like more than 100 courses available at any given time with more coming as time goes on, are you kidding me? It is pretty rare nowadays for me to just be completely baffled by how a fan creation was pulled off, but this massive collaborative effort has gone and elevated this from merely being a kart racing game that's pretty fun to a fully fledged platform. We got Crash Team Racing courses in this, man. This mod wins. There is also Figure 8 Circuit from Mario Kart DS, you know, that is only the best and most original track from that game, so may as well put it in this one. But even though I'm a sucker for the fan service stuff, even the original courses are pretty good. Sure, it is hard to compete with Nintendo themselves, but there is still so much quality here. I haven't gotten around to playing every single track yet because that would take such a long time, but I think my favorite of the ones I did play has to be Nightlife Party. Really love this concept for a racetrack. It reminds me of that one Christmas level from Pikmin 3. Funnily enough, when I turned this mod on for the first time, it actually connected to the internet to do a sizable download of brand new content. So, 1, there is still stuff happening in CTGP regularly, which once again leads to a very exciting future, and 2, yo, who even needs the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection anymore, man? Wii all the way, baby. Does this mean we can still play Fortune Street online? Yo, this day just went from good to great. Ultimately, a lot of this does just boil down to, once again, every single one of these games has really awesome individual courses. Go download them, have yourselves a grand old time. But I'm hoping with this video, I got to give you all who are trying to dip your toes into the community a nice place to start with some of these pre-packaged ROM hacks. This is a never-ending Grand Prix, and I'm here for the ride. Pun entirely intended. But if you want one final recommendation, there is the Luigi running mod for Mario Kart Wii. Just look at him go! Ah, so majestic. Luigi truly does work in mysterious ways.